Welcome, everyone, to tonight's showing of Rainbow Six Siege. We have finally entered our playoff phase. Tonight, we've got a good one for you lined up. We've got Penn State Blue going up against Harrisburg Area Community College. And, of course, as always, I'm here with my good man, Damien.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. This is the first week of playoffs, as stated. We are not in the best of 5 yet, so we get to sit through a nice best of 3 tonight with these two schools that have... Let me pull up the notes again.
I believe Penn State currently has a 6-1 win-loss.
Yes.
Along with Harrisburg having current 4-3 win-loss right now.
All right.
The numbers might tell you this might end up in a landslide, but it's all about heart and action that comes down. And speaking of action, we are drawing towards the end of our ban phase here, as we've gotten rid of the Doka, we've gotten rid of the Ram, no Tubarao, and we'll close it out with a potential Fenrir off the board.
Our first map is Chalet. We got HACC defending first, and Penn State attacking, and we will see what is in store for us.
We always have good ones on Chalet.
Amaru round 1.
I like it. I like the confidence, especially in playoffs. Ah, man, there it goes. And there it goes. I don't know, Capital. I still like this Capital pick. Big fan of it. You know, Ace is pretty standard. IQ, we might see some below ground play, especially with Valkyrie on the board being shown up there.
I like to believe, I don't know if it's confirmed or not, that Capital would be a good counter to Izami, technically, but I'm not entirely sure.
There is a point. You do have to angle it a little carefully, and you might accidentally expose too much of yourself to try and drop the fire above a Kiba barricade, but it's totally possible, especially with good enough drone work. You know, you could probably flesh out a good operator. You could even combine a smoke and a firebolt just to screw around with the defenders a little bit more.
True.
That Izami is going to be a very big power play, especially if they decide to play in library. I'm liking the cams that we're getting from not Noto here.
Very interesting camera setup from Noto, yeah. Over here we have an Ace, IQ, Capital, Flores switched in over I forget what in the striker.
I believe we had the Ash in favor of the Flores.
Was the case.
Which I am curious about because theoretically you do have more explosives, but you have a lot more ease of access to getting rid of those Kiba barricades. But we're going to see the drone work coming in very smoothly here. You have to be wary of the mute. But the castle barricade on piano will fall rather quickly. Teams are currently set up on the K9 positioning, and we have a couple players on this platoon. Oh!
Opportunity missed.
Still some good damage on the Icy, though. Worry that a player in library is extremely effective, and as I was saying, those Kiba barriers could definitely be extremely influential. Speaking of influence,
forced off with some of their util. Nicely executed.
It's a good drone. Not gonna get utilized though, so the bandit batteries are just gonna be put right back.
Unironic, actual good use of Flores drones could not be me.
Oh yeah, I'm wasting at least 2 drones here.
Susky found Bog after being forced out of their position by the Flores.
It's a nice
drone.
little pick, and Hawks will start to trade it off. We're in our basement side. Very, very thin sliver of health left for Noto. But a lot of time is off the board, and Yisko goes down along with Icy. Go a little run out there, evening out the man count, 3-2.
A little scary as it was, considering they hurt themselves a bit throwing the grenade at the wall.
I honestly thought Noto went down right there. That was a very close.
I did too. Any case, Derb finds Susky. It is now down to Psycho by themselves to try to finish off this round with less than a minute remaining.
50 seconds. Not a lot of health for the enemy operators right here as Bomb will start to fall to the ground.
Ooh.
Swinging back, but Derb...
Not enough reaction timing on that one.
...is going to close out our first round. And Harrisburg will take our first defensive round. overall, pretty good haul. A lot of time was wasted thanks to the Azami. While she did end up falling in the long run, a lot of time and utility was used out to not only clear the barricades, but draw a lot of attention away from the attacking side. And it ended up working out in the end.
But we are seeing effective use of util from both teams right now. And I look forward to seeing the rest. Holy, I just realized Blackbeard wasn't banned for once.
Oh my gosh, wait, hold on. We're actually gonna see a shield? The shield that's been plaguing our competitive scene?
Captain, my captain. I forget what that's a reference to.
Heading down to the Snowmobile and Wine Cellar. Bringing out the standard lineup once again, except we do have a Vigil for the roam. Around this time. Still bringing the Keeper Bears, bringing the Mute to back up the Bandit in terms of drones. And we are going to see the Mira in play. Which I was very surprised for the Tubarao over a Mira.
10 seconds remaining.
Well, I completely understand. AR-15, great DMR. Potential spawn peek from Bomb here. Could go big.
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb.
Needs to be careful then. He's not caught off. On the attacking side, we do have a bit of roam clear. Especially, I am liking the potential setup of a Jackal and Blackbeard roam clear.
To treat those drones that are sitting idly by. And get to work. As you can. I don't know if Azami blocked it off or not.
I believe it did.
I would assume so, but...
Jammer, yeah. You usually put the Goyo mine there. Not mine. Oh, you know what I mean.
Thingy, yeah.
In any case, Yisco's starting to prep the breach. Double H charges on the wall. They'll actually go through. And Spartan will incur quite a bit of damage there. Does the impact deny the other Selma charge? I don't believe it does. I do believe they have a full vault into the wall now. And Spartan desperately in need of help.
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
Bomb's still roaming around over on the second floor. Might see a potential run out if the things weren't claymored off. We do have 2 claymores in play, so I do believe a library run out will need to be careful for Bomb. Other than that, after the breach, we were at a bit of a standstill. A small incursion with Susky and Bomb here. As the Blackbeard and Jackal of Psycho coming in combination, but Bog gets into a bit of an incursion.
That. Oh, there. Bog almost unable to escape that frag grenade. Ooh, what?
Very close angles.
Warrior
Harrisburger playing this nice as now they've forced Penn State into the last 60 seconds of the round, and despite the damage being done, no operator has fallen just yet. As I say that, Bog starts to get set on fire.
Susky finishes off Spartan.
And now, with the time dwindling down, we are going to start to see a little bit of that defense begin to crumble. We still have a player in blue, but they're immediately taken out by Warrior. Great shot right there. The mirror window is denied. Time still dwindling down. We are going to have to get the diffuser down very soon if we're not going to push this. And what a shot from Noto. Taking out Susky, removing the Blackbeard off the board. Bomb going big onto Yisco. Evening out the man count ever so slightly. They are weary of the presence in blue. And the time still dwindling down. And not a great spot for the diffuser here. And oh, Noto goes big onto Psycho. He needs to be wary of the player.
Even.
Oh, he shoots a dead body, but he gets the down. 1v1 now. Not a lot of time. It's up to Icy to try and clutch this out. Shotgun in hand.
Oh no, this...
Noto, do it there.
How is that not a headshot?
Noto ends up clutching it out using the ITA.
I see those lines going right to the head. I'm confused. Ubisoft, why?
That looked a lot closer than we thought there.
Well, I guess in the end, that is an HACC round.
Fire rate of the Para, man. It works against you sometimes. Along with the ITA just not being known to be able to kill anything.
Hopefully Penn State isn't too taken aback by that round. I think they know it. They know it's possible to fight this through with the Blackbeard and such. So we're gonna keep the ball rolling.
It was definitely an unlucky round.
Noto doing a number for the team already.
Oh yeah, 6-0. Good picks for him.
Bomb located by attackers.
And
All
great
right.
clutch by Harrisburg right there, equalizing it from a 3v5 all the way to a round win.
True.
We're gonna set up on bar now.
Looks like a lot of vertical. Oh,
Oh, that's what you call unfortunate
Awkward.
right there. You hate to see it. That's gonna be limited to 2 frost mats now if you're Bog.
Attackers are heading out to defuse a bomb.
Well, we'll see how
Alright.
Penn State translate their attack now. After an unfortunate last round, I'm hoping it goes better for them. In any case, even more intel is being brought with Psycho and Yisko playing intel operators, the Grim and the Jackal starting off that roam clear.
good drone work being done, it seems.
Definitely work that needs to be taken into consideration, as there is heavy vertical play. So flushing out the top-down operators is going to be important for Penn State here.
All right. Let's see how... I think if anyone's taking first contact, it's probably Bomb right here, seeing this corner. The second they jump through this window.
A direct library take is definitely interesting, but it's possible with this operator lineup.
And I
As I
was
say that,
wrong, because it's actually Hawks from below
oh
that
my.
shoots first. Bomb did take a little bit of damage. So they probably did work together on that, but Noto gets the kill.
In any case, wonderful angle and wonderful pick as Yisko on the Jackal does fall. So despite bringing the double intel, it doesn't really work out for them as we're entering 90-second territory for Penn State Blue here. And the Jaeger ADS is denying these Bs any information. As I say that, though, Noto is getting spotted in the downstairs position. Not a lot of capitalization can be done.
Derb taken
As
down by
Noto is
Warrior
a-
elsewhere.
Tough spot.
We're working our way up the stairs. Warrior's in there.
Very sneaky play from Warrior. I'm surprised he was able to walk up main stairs and grab that pick. Whether or not they're worried that there's another operator down there, it gets really dicey for Noto here as he dances around. Elsewhere, Spartan will take out Icy, and more players on the side of Harrisburg are beginning to fall. As we're entering the last few remaining seconds, 3-on-2.
That was a good use of the Blackbeard shield to get through this window here, knowing that they're being watched twice. In that same direction, at least.
The Blackbeard is going to be the difference maker if
Oh, I don't think they can see that.
Penn State are going to go for...
They don't see Noto just kind of still in the middle of the site there.
I agree, but with Warrior starting to break down the bar area, they're going to have to be wary, but Susky will drop through, and Bog going big on the kill. Warrior also trading it off. They have control of the site, so they're going to have to go for the plant now, and Bog can't find just yet. He's taking a lot of damage. Doesn't have the angle to deny the defuse, and Psycho closing it out on the Bog will give Penn State Blue their opening round that they were looking for.
Very nicely done. A lot of good teamwork being implemented. Using... forcing a lot of angles to be watched in every direction.
Oh, absolutely.
well redundant.
Just crossfires from both teams were absolutely wonderful.
They are cracking down on this defense, it appears. But it would be nicer to not have to come down to the wire. So let's see if we can adapt a bit faster.
Definitely the case as we start to head back upstairs. We're seeing the mirror in favor of what I believe... Who's missing from this lineup? Definitely a different lineup from our first round. I'm drawing a blank. We had a Valkyrie, which we don't have this round.
Okay, that was Noto on the Valkyrie. So
Now on the mirror, which is a very big switch up. Then again, they won the first round off of the off-site presence from Bog. So adding the mirror window to the lineup could be that much of a thorn in the side of Penn State Blue.
Getting these castle walls up, because we also put down a lot of holes all over the place.
5 seconds left.
More holes.
Lots of rotates, lots of head holds, lots of feet holds too. Go with that.
Interesting location for that.
Vibe alarms are often misled. Oh, very early kill from Bomb. Let's take out Icy. That's very important pick right there, as a lot of your soft destruction has just been erased.
Now they will run for their life through the basement.
Still have the Flores drones to try and get rid of some utility here, but vertical play is going to be that much harder now. I assume that's what the book was there for.
I'm surprised they didn't adapt a bit and put a mute jammer relatively close to.
Oh my goodness!
Whoa, okay,
Susky just swings in and loses his life very quickly to Derb. Not sure what the whole play with that was, because I don't believe they had any information either. But very questionable, as 2 operators from Penn State Blue have fallen within the first 60 seconds, so. And as I say that, more operators are beginning to fall, as now it's all on Yisco, left in a 1 versus 4, sitting on the trophy stair.
Don't think their location is compromised, but
I believe
still only so much that could be done right now. Well, they think someone's close enough. Oh, and they are aware. That was awkward timing. It was good bait to shoot. Oh, whoa.
Very treacherous head holes here. And it's not going to work in favor of Yisco, and Bomb will capitalize. Did he?
Missing that timing.
He
that's very, very unfortunate.
That's like the smallest vault hole ever.
But good on them to take advantage of the situation.
Just great game sense, honestly. You know, I wouldn't have tried that. I'd be like, that hole's way too small.
All right, we have a Penn State timeout coming in. With no clarification, so I think it's just a regular timeout, no tech issues of any sort, I'd have to assume.
Assume it's just a standard timeout, because after the rounds that followed, you know, you had that slip out on round 2 when it came down to the wire against Noto. You had a very hectic round on round 4. Operators were just losing their lives left and right for no real rhyme or reason. And the round 1 defense was just to get for the teams to get to know each other, and not a lot of intel was gained there either. Despite winning that bar and living room round, it was still down to the wire, as it had to come to a 0-second plant for Penn State Blue to actually win that round. So I believe they're trying to get it together, especially that now we're going back to the bar in the game room.
And we're having Montaigne over
a Blackbeard, which is very interesting.
I think it's because they want the more guaranteed protection on this window approach. And then they probably want to be able to get in there and position themselves in front of the 2 that were holding the angle, and then get someone else in there right behind them and be just an actual wall. That's the vision I see. We have a Scopos coming in, see where they plop themselves respectively.
Even so, a lot of players that we've seen so far have liked to utilize the Scopos as just an extra deployable shield. And it does work out at certain times, but I believe it is going to be more of a roam tool now from Bomb. Whether or not they'll sit it down is the question. Nothing to track the Scopos, aside from the Jackal of Susky. We'll see if we'll have a similar frontal push from Penn State Blue. So I really thought Penn State would have gone for a heavier clear there, but no, they actually took the fight head on. And somehow ended up winning the round. As I say that, though, we are going to get this heavier clear now. Operators are set up on the side of Piano, looking to possibly jump into main stair. Currently at a standstill, though.
Notice I thought I heard an explosion somewhere.
In case. I believe the Colossus drone of bomb was spotted on a drone. Yes, it was. Psycho is actually removing the scopeless from play. That'll take care of their flanks. Now it's down to the one lonely robot, and great usage of util from Penn State Blue so far to aid in their roam clear. Trying to force out the top to down.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to start working for them, as Warrior is going to kick us off with a nice kill on the derb. Excuse me.
A good grenade might have value.
Psycho gets hit by an
Enough.
impact, I believe, from Spartan. Still playing behind the global shield, but we have a bit of a flank situation. Trading it off is Yisko to go big on the bog. Alleviate the flank just a bit. Heard heavy amounts of damage, though. 60 seconds left, and it's good work from Penn State Blue thus far. Now they just need to finish off that execute. As
A little bit more movement.
Slowly regained more top floor control. Need to work on how you're actually going to get into the bomb site.
Yeah, we have the control. We just got to get a little more. That's a little unnecessary, just farming points, but, you know, I understand.
Hey, man. And if they want that potential elite skin animation.
Spartan on these stairs probably going... Oh. They want this Yisko kill.
They definitely do, but the execute is starting to come out now that we're entering very close proximity.
They don't see their head, but they don't get the kill.
Where?
And instead, Icy... Okay, no, Icy does trade it out, but everyone's taking damage.
Oh!
Get the plant down.
No, they win the round! Oh my goodness!
Bomb snuck back up through the main... They were at the fireplace stairs for the basement, and they worked their way back up and took the vertical after they lost the vertical from them having to push to the site now, and yeah, you can see what happened from there.
the game sense from Bomb to do that, though. The vertical play worked so great, despite the Montang shield deflecting majority of the damage. A great clutch from Bomb there for a great 1v3.
Indeedly so.
Definitely going to be disheartening if you're Penn State doing all that roam clear for it to suffice to the round we just witnessed. Well, now we're going to head back to the basement where Penn State... No, excuse me. Penn State did not previously win down here. They almost won it, but were shut down by Noto.
Attackers have discovered the location of a bomb.
Alright. Back to the basement, having Hyde and Bandit, that's the word I wanted.
It's safe to say that Harrisburg do not want Penn State Blue entering the site, as they have brought 3 different types of anti-breach.
It's understandable.
Including the Kiba barricade to potentially seal those drone holes.
Vigil plopping himself upstairs to do some roaming work.
The roam game from Harrisburg has been successful at times, especially the previous flank that came from Bog last round on the Frost. Excuse me.
And right now, it can do even better because of Penn State not having anything to flush out the roam right now on this composition.
All Bomb really needs to worry about is the claymores that were set up for him on Library. Here we go. Despite all the denial, I don't know if that's fast enough. Nope.
Not fast enough, but I do understand that's a very effective use of Capitao to deny Bandit tricking as an option because he can't run through the fire. It would hurt. Oh, they accidentally threw the fire. Oh,
hey, catch! I hope this works.
Pardon me.
They tried electrifying the snowmobile that was out there. Shocked the operators if they tried to climb on.
In any case, a little bit of progress being made.
It's good work, but what Penn State have
well.
been lacking on the first few rounds has been execution. How that'll boil down now that they finally have the wall open a lot earlier than our previous round. It's a question. Noto is being spotted out and potentially flushed out now that the hatch above in Fireplace has been opened up. More pieces of utility are flying, and I believe Bomb was just spotted upstairs on the flank drone. You do need to be careful of that. Bomb might try to do the trophy hatch as a flank into small garage. It's definitely possible. Or you could just go down the stairs here, but no, as I said, it might go down the hatch, and Psycho's there to read it. Effectively taking off the roam clear, but Bomb did do his job for the most part. He's delayed a lot of time.
Exactly.
Penn State Blue, 40 seconds left to try and make an execute. That's a big aid.
Big
Whatever
damage.
that was.
A lot of
damage.
A lot of damage coming down onto HACC.
Oh yeah, a lot of stuff is being traded,
starting to
especially
close out.
gunfire. Starting to dwindle down, and Penn State correcting their mistakes from their previous attack down here, and they'll start to close it out. That'll do it for our first half. 4-2 scoreline. Harrisburg will win the first half. And now we'll switch it up. See how Penn State Blue will fare on the defense.
Decidedly so.
Already interesting lineup coming out from Harrisburg here. We have a Grim and Fuse being brought. Thatcher Ace Flores, usually see around here. Switching off of the Blackbeard, to be expected.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Back to the bar gaming room that
Attackers have discovered the
has
location of
been,
the bomb.
I think, the most interesting setup that that Penn State has.
Which it is curious because we've actually seen a lot more bar games than we normally do. A lot of these teams like to take advantage of the office and the snowmobile sites in their beginning takes. But no, we actually see these teams favor out the first floor bar games.
5 seconds left before
Whether or not Penn State Blues defense fares up to that of Harrisburg's. We're going to see a slight change-up of operators. We're seeing a Thermite being brought, along with the Grim staying on the board, Nomad and Flores being brought. Having a little trouble shooting at the cameras. No biggie, though. Bomb still set up on the Blackbeard. We'll see how this exterior take happens. Harrisburg gets caught onto it a lot earlier. Clearing out the rooms, checking the flanks. Will be Spartan.
attackers have recovered their diffuser.
Vibe alarm will give away the position of this Harrisburg attack. Top floor defense is going to have to be... Oh, very nice. C4 from Icy. I believe he utilized the proximity alarm for that. Bullets are being exchanged through hatches and through floorboards. Not too much connecting aside from a nitro cell.
Seeing so much orange all plopped up next to each other.
A very big huddle from Harrisburg. Penn State planning on not giving up much ground, but that story is going to change as Noto going big with those Rotero drones to flush out any utility and operators. Icy's still in a pretty good spot to deny a jump in here. Nate is soaring in, so we could potentially see that jump in very soon. Isco's still playing good positioning on the library. Penn State are going to properly hold their angles here. Warrior could go big. He has been caught out. He's going to have to be careful of a jump in. Spartan really tempting to jump in here. They have the information, they just need to play off of it. Bullets will be exchanged. And off of the earlier pick, nothing much has happened as we start to enter 45-second territory. Still need to try and equal it out here. More rounds are being exchanged. Warrior
Double kill.
still trying to delay the push. Yisco is going to aid in that. Noto taking out Warrior. All of a sudden, 4 versus 2 for Harrisburg. Icy going big on the main stair. Being aided. Yisco taking out Bog. He'll pick up a double kill for himself as well, along with Icy. Psycho taking in a lot of damage from this Blackbeard, and Susky will end up closing it out. Moving bomb from the equation. Yeah, Lonely Blackbeard isn't exactly the strongest operator you could be facing. So good defense from Penn State Blue.
Mm-hmm.
We're actually heading to the other first floor site now. These teams are definitely making the weaker sites work a lot more in their favor so that they have an easier time. Penn State definitely realized that it's the smarter decision since they really need these defensive rounds.
Very explosive looking attack coming in. Might be pretty fast paced ideally.
Definitely seems that way. We could see very large sum of gunfights as the Dark of Icy has also entered the game. Warrior attempting to slow down that advance along with Yisco bringing the castle barricades. It is a lot of explosions, but it's actually being 6-picked towards more of a slower pace. We're going to see the Nomad and Grim. Fuse is being lost, though. So top floor control is definitely going to be important for Harrisburg here. Penn State realized that the verticality is where it's at. They're going to try and defend this piano as much as they can as Noto beginning to fuse charge the area. Yisco's not careful. That might actually incur damage. Nothing just yet, though. As the operators are currently deciding where they want to advance from. They do realize that they need to start taking care of this verticality. And they will attempt to start and flush out the Susky that's here. Close gunfight could be incurred. It's a big pinch if you're Susky here. He's going to swing out. Doesn't connect with anything just yet. Wall is starting to be opened on the side of Spartan. It's a lot of pressure being applied by Harrisburg here. But Penn State are holding the line ever so carefully. Denying any sort of advance. And as I say that, Susky is going to get taken out by bomb. There is such thing as too much pressure. And they will actually take control of the top floor, but they haven't realized that Warrior and Yisco are still here to play around. Bomb losing his life as well as Spartan from Icy. Might get into another incursion here on the side of Noto. Yisco able to escape with the information. Might actually looking to repeat here. Clock dwindling down. As Harrisburg is starting to continue their reign as Yisco falls over to Bog. Trading out even more operators. Time still dwindling down. And the execute is going to have to be very important. Especially with Noto and Derb starting off this verticality. The cluster charges and the bees could be the decision maker here. The only issue is Harrisburg are running out of time. And now that their shots are flying out, but doesn't really know where they're coming from, and they aren't aware of the player that's still in trophy. Warrior going big with a double kill. IC also getting a double kill for themselves. Is going to end up closing the round. Excuse me. Penn State Blue delaying the attack just enough to force Harrisburg to come swinging down the hatch. And they'll actually pick up another defensive round, evening out the score count.
We are seeing good things from both sides, certainly.
As I said earlier, these defenses from Penn State need to be stellar if they want to regain control of the round count. And despite what the statistics said going into this matchup, both teams seem to be quite equal. Penn State looking to make it a 4th round in a row as they head towards the snowmobile site. Not taking any chances. Also bringing the Qaid Bandit lineup. Also favoring a Warden, which is going to be very important since we do believe have some smoke grenades being brought from Harrisburg here. Along with that, we're actually seeing the alibi for the roam.
5 seconds to insertion.
Very interesting indeed. See how the prismas are utilized. And of course, you can't have a wine defense without Mizami. I do like the Maverick being brought here from Noto. Not a usual hard breacher that we see a lot of play. So they're definitely going to make this soft destruction work, assuming Noto is aware of the Maverick trick. Try and make the reinforcement soft. They do have the soft destruction to complete the Maverick trick. You just need to be wary of roam clear, as they do know that Susky is definitely a potential threat. And as I say that, Noto beginning...
I just always think it's funny to watch a Maverick at work. In any case, Bog finding Icy. Bog is doing numbers from here already.
That's actually a very good pick. Where was Icy even?
I guess somewhere on these stairs, I have to assume. Not entirely sure why, but unless I was through the floor, I don't know.
Hey, case was a good pick. Noto looking to continue what he started. Trying to burn out the edgings of this reinforcement. Has to be very careful now. Usually when I play Maverick, I start with the side before I do the feet first, and as I say that, blows are being exchanged over on the first floor. As now we're on a 4 versus 3. I believe
Psycho incurring some frag grenade damage and is able to get out of there with the help of Yisko.
Great usage of the Kiba barriers to allow his teammate to get away.
Oh. Can't shoot that.
Can't shoot through it, but you can definitely put some suppression on that to delay an advance. It's such a neat feature. I'm glad they lowered the bullet requirement because it was actually cool in theory. It just took so many bullets before for the shield suppression to kick in. So I say that though, game clock continues to dwindle down. 40 seconds. Harrisburg are starting their execute now. There's Noto on the diffuser, is aware of Psycho swinging from blue. Warrior also trading on the bomb. That's a team kill from Spartan onto Noto right there. That actually looked kind of deliberate, I won't lie.
Denying the points for the enemy, I fully understand.
And 2 versus 2 now.
A good spot here set up for Daily. Bart ready for any runouts. Alright, said Spartan instead of Spartan. They baited me. They got me.
You thought you weren't going to say it.
They played me. Oh, however, Daly's compromised. Suddenly,
it's a 1 versus 1.
But will Spartan spawn in time? There we go.
Yes, they will. Harrisburg will keep the diffuser in control, utilizing the skeleton key. Yep, that's definitely a skeleton key. Mouthful of lead being eaten by Warrior, I believe it was. And now, despite evening it out, Harrisburg are going to regain control of this lead that they previously had. It is getting close. We are going to head back to bar gaming. Not even going to look at office bedroom.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by.
I will say it's definitely a stranger attack for bar games.
All right.
I completely understand the favoritism from both of these teams. Operator lineup looking familiar. As usual, we're going to see more turtling, I believe, from this lineup of Penn State Blue. They have brought pretty heavy-duty operators, excuse me, as they have 3 1-speeds. Might see more turtling than we are roaming. Definitely still keeping that top floor control with the Castle of Yisco. See how Harrisburg will continue to clear out this top floor.
I think it's funny how there's not much of an animation for hitting with the Blackbeard shield as there is with every other shield character.
Bonk, bonk, bonk. Oh, I remember when meleeing with a shield, you had to tilt it, smack the thing.
Oh,
With that being said,
Susky, what happened?
I don't know, but
Susky appears to have been run down by Blackbeard and friend. Elsewhere, however, Warrior finds Noto, so.
Hey,
I see. That is a hole. That is a hole in the floor. Noto
actually get away with recovering it.
Falling from that is very unfortunate, considering we've seen them from the first round taking advantage of random floor holes. So
that was a very good floor hole, though. In any case, Harrisburg have recovered the diffuser, and now they're going to try and continue their clearing from top to bottom. Entering 92nd territory. 4-on-4 man count. Wondering how they'll transition, as not full control has been taken of either floor here, aside from the bottom floor. Not a lot of pressure was being derived there anyhow. But still, a lot of top floor control. Going for a very direct push here for Harrisburg.
They got to do it a little faster, as they have reached less than a minute remaining now. Which is seemed to be a reoccurring theme for both of these teams at this rate.
They definitely love bringing it down to the wire. As Yisco will start to take out Derb, and more trades are coming out. Spartan taking out Psycho. Icy answering back on the Spartan. Warrior also getting a bomb. And all of a sudden, it's all on Bog in a 1 versus 3. Does still have the diffuser in hand. Not a lot of time, though. Oh, no. Swings a little too high, and Icy will regain control of the round count, evening it out once again. Making swift work of bomb right there, and now we have round 11. 5-5 scoreline. Who's gonna take the lead? I will say, both of these teams have been a wonder to see, and these executes have definitely gotten slower as the rounds have progressed. The clears take quite a bit for both these sides. And really, all the action starts to dwindle down in the last 45 seconds. In any case, Penn State, off of that round win, going to continue their first floor hold. Going back towards the kitchen trophy area, excuse me, kitchen living room. The kitchen dining. Oh my god, I don't even know the sites now. Great. Now I look silly. Kitchen dining. I play this game.
We'll be out soon, don't worry. There's only so many rounds left unless... Oh no, overtime doesn't go that deep, so...
5 seconds to insertion.
Oh boy, infinite overtime's gonna be fun. But we need to worry about the present currently, as now we have a sledge being brought from Noto here. We're also seeing an Osa from Spartan. Oh. Harrisburg actually set up a lot for post-plant here. Especially with Derb on the... my goodness. Gridlock. Flank watch is going to be important. The thing is, they can't really put these operators to use until they have that top floor control. Which is definitely going to be interesting with the combination of Spartan and Bog. Full control of the window here. Needs to be careful of any jump outs from the side of Trophy or Trench. It's just a wonder where the operators are, and a little bit of mistiming from Spartan right there. Susky's position is being given away, I presume, along with Spartan's position, as they know that somebody's on this master window. Team still familiarizing them with each other. Not a lot of ground being gained from either side here. Attempting to breach, and it will go through. The castle barricade will fall. Still need to work on the wall here, and it'll actually go through thanks to a well-placed impact EMP. Starting to dwindle down, 70 seconds. As we still need control of this top floor, and I hope Susky was spotted by Bomb. Actually, it might take full advantage of this. Nope, Susky was not spotted at all. Bomb takes full advantage of that a rotation hole, and Susky will actually go big onto Derb. Continuing the rain as we enter 50 seconds, spraying towards Spartan.
A little bit of panic there.
Does get panicked quite a bit. Bog shutting down that clear. But as I said, nothing being gained from Harrisburg, as now there's 30 seconds, and really you don't have anything done here aside from clearing out Susky. As I say that, Psycho also contributing to the issue that Harrisburg has, as Bog is eliminated through the floor by a well-placed Nitro. And now it's on Spartan and Hawks to decide how they are going to attack this. They're going to send it over through the trophy stairs. Noto thinking that they actually have time. Never mind, they will actually be able to eliminate Ice-Ski. Yisco going big on the Spartan, so now it's all on Noto. And not a lot of info. Psycho closing at the round, and it'll actually give Penn State the round advantage as we head to match point.
Very... I say, it's nice to see Penn State making an overall comeback, I think, but I think it might just also be defense-sided map in play, perhaps. Who knows?
Oh yes, these defenses have been very tight from both these squads. Penn State Blue has really stepped it up from their previous attack rounds. Finally having the reins of this match for the first time. Could send us to a 7-5, could send us to an overtime. We'll see what happens, as we are going to finally head to Master Bedroom. They have that insurance now, and they are hoping to close it out. We'll see how these operators translate.
Well, it looks like the defense's response, despite doing well, has opted in for the good old trap.
Good old,
traps.
we don't want you entering site.
Don't walk here.
watch your step type lineup.
There's nothing wrong with that. It does get its job done. Usually,
That's the job done.
Usually, it's good for the one round, and if you're just trying to close out this round when they don't expect it, as it's good value because they might not respond to it. I don't know if either of them were spotted by a drone to confirm that, but
Well, it could potentially work against them as Bomb has taken the fuse to potentially clear out some utility here, but they're actually setting up for a library take. As they do have to get through Warrior first if they want to take control of library. I believe all of Harrisburg is actually set up for library. Which is very interesting, as usually they've been a little more spread out. No, they seem very dead set on taking library. Operators are being called out, getting the intel, just need to get the guns online. Now, Noto might get into a little engagement with Warrior, and as I say that, Bog will actually take full advantage. And that's the library control they were looking for.
good use of drones, however.
Big C4! Kills one, downs another.
Very, very strong usage.
That was a very nice nitro from Suski. Spartan still on the floor baiting, will finally be picked up by his ally of Bomb. Good time wastage, as Psycho is also joining the fray, taking out Noto. And despite having the intel, Psycho ends up winning the gunfight. Yisco also adding to the kill feed now, as Spartan will fall 4-on-2, and Penn State definitely want to get off of Chalet with a win after being
I don't blame them.
taken off guard in the beginning rounds. They're in a great spot here.
Isco looks a little on edge.
Definitely does. He's, he wants this round win, especially since there's only 45 seconds left in what could be the ending of map 1 here. Still have Bog and Bomb, two very impactful players. They just need to decide what they want to do. As
it is tough to make that decision right now.
A decision that needs to be made quickly, and I don't think bathroom is the correct one.
Unfortunately,
20 seconds, still trading blows on either side. The jump in's gonna have to be important, and it's a cheerleader totem pole. It's all on Bog now.
Everyone's running out, and that is
Bomb.
Map 1
gets run out. Map 1 in the books with an amazing comeback from Penn State Blue to make it 7-5 for our map number 1. My goodness, from the jaws of defeat.
How are we looking on these scores? Let's see. Oh my goodness.
Lots of double digits here. 13 kills for Warrior, 11 kills. I didn't see the rest of it, but
it's like it really shows how close the rounds actually were in the long run then.
Oh yes, I told you it was going to be a good one. Well, our teams are going to take a quick breather after what was a pretty intense map number 1. With that, we'll also take full advantage. So we're going to head to a quick little break, and we'll be back with you all shortly. And we're back for map number 2 on Clubhouse. Penn State Blue is actually going to start on the defensive side, while Harrisburg is going to take on our attack. And it was quite the interesting map 1, wouldn't you say, Damien?
Yeah. Sorry, my brain fried for a second thinking about something.
It was definitely a sight to see. Great job from Penn State Blue to actually win it out. So we'll see how we fare over on Clubhouse. So now that we're getting our bands out of the way, Blackbeard and Doka being taken off of the board. Starting on our defensive side. We'll see how things will switch up. Who's going to be the first to go? Fenrir will leave the defensive side. And Penn State Blue will opt in to remove our next operator. I'm thinking maybe the Valkyrie, potentially. The Mira will come out to play instead. Pretty normal ban phase, I'd say.
Yeah, Blackbeard did have its usage in the first map a lot, enough to warrant that.
Definitely
Going
did.
for a bedroom gym start. A little surprising, but not the most surprising. It's not bar, so
It's definitely not bar. I think if we saw bar stage, my mind would just be broken. Oh my god.
Attackers need to locate and
Anyway.
defuse the bomb.
Pardon me. We'll set up, as Damien had said, on our gym bed. Operator's looking pretty familiar. Having the Mute and the Bandit, along with the Castle Barricades. Yusko playing the Azami. Well, I should see the Doc from Psycho. On our attack half, we're actually seeing a Maverick being brought instead of an Ace. And I enjoy that thoroughly.
Seconds left before
If you can confidently get rid of those patches of wall, and you can do it efficiently, Maverick is honestly the best hard breacher.
out to locate a bomb.
And then pair that with the soft destruction of Bomb and Spartan on the Ashen Buck, per se, and you could get rid of walls very easily.
I always think Clubhouse's bar hold defense is very interesting because of how you cover the entirety of the second floor usually. Like, it's not just this corner of the map. You go over to the other side to CC and take control of that completely as well.
Oh yeah. You do not just want to be in bar at all. John's trying to gather their information. As we are hearing the Maverick of Noto starting to get to work.
Lion does find Icy.
We
I
do
don't
see
think that
Bog.
matters.
We do see Bog getting ready to put some pressure onto CC and Cash. Not too much has happened so far. A couple of bullets been exchanged, but not too much has happened.
Bees are coming out. We can work our way up.
Fortunately, they're
Okay,
little to
all
Bog's
the-
knowledge,
all the
there is
bees.
no one there. And even despite the
Yeah.
plethora of bees, Bomb is dead somehow.
So yeah, Yisko still managed to create the illusion of not being there well enough.
We actually got away with that.
Ooh.
Time still dwindling down. We have started to put a lot more pressure. They have flushed the operators out of Cash into Con.
Ailey's health is dropped to a half point from something. Susky getting shot up. Almost finished out. Oh, they ran out, I think, maybe?
They might have hatch drop from Cash.
Maybe. Something
Bog-
happened. But Bog finds Cisco. So progress being made on this attack, I think.
Good
Maybe.
flank watch drone from Spartan as well. As Susky was down there. And he has recovered back from the main stair, but nonetheless, good flank watch. Not a lot of time. 20 seconds. 4 on 3 for Harrisburg. They're going to have to hurry it along now as they are still stuck in the Cash Con sector. And they're very prepared for the operators to walk in as Susky will collect. And, oh my gosh, everybody's just dead. A little awkward. That was definitely a round. That was one of the most rounds we've had, I believe. In any case, though, that will actually kick us off with Penn State taking our round 1.
All right. Looks like we're seeing Alibi picked again, which is interesting, but Goyo, I think, for the first time tonight.
Finally seeing the
Which is a bit surprising, considering how Goyo does have its usage on the chalet basement, especially. But
yeah, we see tons of Goyo, so good on these teams to be able to play without it. But we're gonna finally see it being brought out now as we head over to the basement. Russian reflex on the storm is not something I thought I would be seeing.
yeah, use your preference.
I don't exactly hate it. I do like the Russian reflex on certain guns. It just makes the storm look a little weird.
Yeah, it looks like Bomb is sticking to the 0 for you, so. So I am a bit questionable on how much value 0 has on basement push here, but I'll see.
Well, you figure you
funny.
just slam a bunch of flank watch Argus cams, maybe a couple through the floor. Struggling to shoot a alibi clone. It's Spartan.
There we go.
There we go.
They seem a little disappointed after that.
They're like, why am it took a little too long.
I would do the same thing, so.
Whoa, a bomb and profanity. My goodness. There's children watching, don't you know?
Kids, don't try this at home.
Do not try Rainbow Six Siege IRL, please. How you would even get this operator in, I don't know. But...
Do not try Rainbow Six Siege.
Actually, yeah, that's better advice. Do not try Rainbow Six Siege. Until Siege X comes out. June 10th, by the way.
Alright.
Over half the game clock dwindled down. I see in a bit of a situation. Finally getting removed by Bog. I would say worth, because half the game clock has expired.
Kind of a reoccurring thing.
But now, I'm just gonna see the rest of Harrisburg set up for what looks like their execute. Citing a lot of explosions, a lot of
blue
debris. 60 seconds now. They do have the man advantage. They do not have... I believe they very rarely have the info. They just have the positioning.
Susky incurring some damage from someone.
I think it's Noto.
But Bog
Sound of the gun.
taken out by Yisco. Oh!
Almost a big pick from Susky right there. Doing quite a good amount of damage on the Derb.
Hold on.
Now 30-second territory. That's a leg warrior spots out right there. It doesn't connect with it, however. Still trying to aid his teammate. Ashley goes big there. Yisco also getting a second round. Warrior also joining the fray. Getting a second, another second.
15 seconds.
Fartin Spartan. 15 seconds. Shots come down. Nitrocell comes down. Bullets come down. Everything coming down. All they were missing was the kitchen sink. That was a very funny Nitro Cell throw. Well, Penn State Blue continuing to see success on their defense. As we head over to Cash CC. Let's see how they play it. We're going to see the Azami. We're actually not going to see any grenade interceptors like a Jaeger Wamai, which is a little surprising.
Attackers need to locate and defuse.
We do have the Capital Fire to flush out what could be the operators playing in rafters, especially with Psycho. The kill distribution is a little funny, I won't lie.
Yeah.
Can we actually see that again? 5 and 4 for Yisco and Warrior. Psycho, Susky, you know, they've had the intel.
And Bog has theirs.
And then Bog's just doing what he can. As until they get to the defense, it seems. With that, we're gonna see the operators continue to lock in. Bog will actually swap to Sophia. Durb locking in the Capital. Bomb bringing the Montaigne.
Trick shot on the default cams.
I would have 360'd. 100%. I think we're going to take directly into garage with the way Bomb is looking to walk right up the stairs.
However, Psycho is chilling there with their setup as well as Susky.
Bomb incurring damage from what
Well,
I believe
however,
could be impact grenades.
Susky does incur some wrath from the other wall being broken.
Durb
But
also
as they
incurs-
are dock, they can heal that back.
Oh my goodness.
What'd you say?
Spartan has saved the day. Bullets are flying in. Durb, what we thought would have been a good use of synergy, is actually on the floor. So there's that. The plan that was previously established is now gone to hell.
The bomb diffuser.
And that's that much manpower going in favor of Penn State Blue here. So now, I don't think you should be peeking with the skeleton key, Spartan.
Hold on.
No, I believe
him
they
cook.
still have the
Let him
skeleton
cook.
key. Okay, no. Okay, all right. They've gone back to the rifle. I really thought he was gonna swing with the skeleton key there. It was a little nerve-wracking. Noto trying to clear out the roamers. Except there's no roamers.
Well, there's Yisco.
There is Yisco, but Yisco's in Afghanistan currently. What I could believe is pool. Yeah, Yisco's over there in pool table right now. And Harrisburg's still deciding what kind of execution they're gonna make. It might end up being construction. Spartan's still taking somewhat of a control. Psycho still having full control of the rafters position.
Yeah. HACC definitely wants to try. Like, they want to do something, but there's not much that can be done until the other parts of the map have been addressed accordingly.
At this point, it just has to be swing or be swung. As Bomb actually is on the receiving end of a concussion. Walking in could help Susky finally joining the fray, taking out Noto.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
That's the Maverick on. Spartan also incurring quite a bit of damage on the primary breach. Somehow winning the gunfight, taking out Psycho.
Oh,
Will
but
actually die to the run out
run-up from
though, as
Susky.
Susky getting a double kill. 4 versus 1. It's all up to Bog. There's too many swings, too many angles, and Icy closing out our round number 3. I don't even. They did not know he was in until the engagement with Psycho.
a stronger showing from Penn State than the beginning of last map. But
Yeah.
again,
wow.
now I've now watched in real time what happened at the wall. I see now that Spartan was indeed a hero.
Oh, the defenses have been good. It's just the attacks have been pretty mid. You know, they spend so much time taking control, and then it all just falters on the execute. That last round was a little different because they lost their primary plan very early and then had no backup plan to try and execute. As soon as Derb was lost, the Rafters was lost. They put no more pressure on the Rafters despite having the Montang. And overall, you know, they needed more explosions. They had the explosions of Blog to try and remove some of those Kiba barriers. And I believe Derb even had gone 6 to also try and remove some of the Kiba barriers, so lots of blunders happening. That can definitely be corrected now that we're heading over to... Back to gym bedroom? Yes, back to gym bedroom.
Well, it'll be alright.
We can only hope so. We go back through garage.
Already applying the pressure to flush out our Susky, who is... Never mind. Susky ran back. Yisko is still sitting on the stairs, however. Never mind, Susky's going back. I don't know.
Susky's currently holding from Khan, it seems, and they're just going to continue to smack open the castle barricade.
There we go.
Noto will finally take out Susky, alleviating some of the pressure going on here.
Yisko might be looping around behind them, honestly.
They're unaware
yes, they
that
are.
cache
Yes,
is clear.
Yisko is indeed looping behind them and getting to pick on the bomb. Cost of...
Good repel from
figuring it
Spartan
out.
there.
Yes.
Equalizing the man count to a 4 versus 3 off of the 2 off-site picks.
I've taken control of this side of the map now.
If I'm Harrisburg, the execute is looking a little easier. You just need the intel now. Drone work is going to be important as we start entering halfway mark. Warrior taking a lot of damage. Does have a shotgun in hand, so it's completely winnable. However, Noto's not going to give him the engagement, and will fall back. Playing the main stair now. Psycho taking out Derb, alleviating the attack pressure. It's all evened up now. The time clock still working against this Harrisburg team.
Doing some fancy drone work.
Is your work indeed. They still have to be aware of Warrior, which they are not, as Noto removing him from the equation. Psycho goes big with a double kill. Spartan getting his own double kill. 1 versus 2 now. It's definitely winnable. Diffuser in hand, does have control of A, needs to be wary of IC. He is aware, just can't win the gunfight. And Penn State, 4 rounds in a row. Having a very strong defense. What happened to Harrisburg? Their attacks seem so much better on Chalet. Now they're kind of just giving it up here.
Well, we actually can't assume. I can't assume anything because
we just have to wonder how they'll tighten up.
Wait till the round swap.
Yeah.
Side swap. That's all I can say. Wait till the why.
The defense might be a whole new ball game. We might just see a 7-0, which is actually kind of disappointing. Either way, though, we're heading down to basement.
Bog's starting to get some friends in the kill count on the scoreline. We need a stronger presence. Good old basement. Okay, well, those chairs didn't do anything to you, Disco, but...
They're in the way.
5 seconds left.
Okay. Interesting little setup here. Oh, okay, I see now, Now it's more optimal.
It's also barricaded. Castle.
For when they open it. For when they open it. So.
Yeah, I guess. Well, we'll see how the attack happens now, as now we have control of Strip Club, starting
Apparently
to
Derp has to
take
stop to reload.
the rest of control. Icy is over there in the gym side. Could be annoying on the roam. No first floor presence. Do have that second floor presence, though. Needs to be careful of that. Bog is actually incurring a bit of damage from Susky. A Vector tearing into the, what I could assume to be the shins of Bog. Psycho with a very crazy angle. Trying to take out the roamers. Trying to get through the hatch here.
And results show...
Survey says we're through.
It's a south. Oh. Hold on, Noto. Yeah, run out of there. Yeah. We didn't see anything.
We all saw it. Let's be real. We all saw it.
Careful, don't smash that drone.
What's your friend's drone? That's expensive equipment you're getting rid of. I wonder what the operator budget is. Could you imagine the budget for Team Rainbow?
I don't want to think about it.
That's a lot of money. Either way, though, half the game clock has expired.
Icy's
Not a
still
lot.
in a prime position to do numbers on these flankers.
He just has to go ahead and do it, is the issue. Bog is under the belief that everything's clear, but Noto getting rid of Psycho. Of the very long angle that he was previously holding, and
almost
Susky
take that Susky as well. Oh, goodness.
almost losing the gunfight, even out in health between the two. Game clock still dwindling down as Util flying in from Derb.
Okay,
Icy finally on the move now, but retreats back to the second floor after removing bomb.
Still has created some pressure.
Bog.
30 seconds, but we are starting to get into the site almost, right?
I assume Bog is aware of Icy, so there is going to slow them down quite a bit. Not enough, you don't have the time to start focusing over on Icy. So he's doing a wonderful job, as we have 20 seconds left on
a lot of health low on the HACC members.
Clock, yes, and Susky actually loses the gunfight, loses sight of Spartan. He'll have control, but he doesn't have a diffuser to work with. Swinging in, he'll actually get a kill. Derb will also follow up with a kill of his own, and it's all
dropping left and right.
It was off spite. Noto ending off the round, and finally, Harrisburg are on the board.
Very nice crosshair placement.
They said it could not be done. They said it was designed for tanks. They said I could not make it smaller and more accurate. They were wrong. What they were also wrong about was counting Harrisburg out of the fight, as now seeing a little bit of life. We're going to head back to Cash. They did flash the basement tribe, but we're actually just going to go straight to Cash. Try and close out the half with a bigger lead for Penn State Blue. Making it 5-1 at the half would be pretty important for Penn State here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Operator lineups are similar to last time. Susky staying on the vigil. Let's see if Harrisburg can actually effectively deal with Psycho this time around. They have not brought the Capital just yet, but they do have the explosions. I really hope with the 2 grenades from Noto, the 2 impact nades from Derb, and the 2 breach rounds from Bomb are enough to maybe get rid of at least 2 Kiva barricades from Psycho, and maybe even flush him out. Who knows? Spartan might even open up the garage to try and aid the Rafters take. But who knows? We'll just have to see what it comes down to.
We have options, but we'll see how we use those options.
Not off to a great start, as I've already heard a breaching round go off, which I don't even know where it happened. That's an exothermic charge being taken off the board thanks to the bandit tricking of Icy. Doing a very good job.
Another one to follow.
I think.
And we're out.
Harrisburg are now locked out of the
Barton is
main
now reduced to a
breach.
regular character.
You are now a man with a rifle. Susky incurred quite a bit of damage. I believe it was over in the favor of Bomb. And I'll be drawn out. Yisco going big onto Noto. Trying to aid his teammate to get away safely. They are still aware. Info being gathered.
Bombs. The reign of terror has been noted. But Yisco does find Derb. Making this HACC push suddenly a lot more difficult than it already was looking after the wall fiasco. Because we have to approach from logistics side, it seems.
With very limited breaching. Also very limited information.
Because they don't want to approach that garage, it seems. They want to...
No
Psycho
breach
is terrified.
rounds. No breach rounds. Few breach charges. And just not a lot of options for Harrisburg right here. And the clock is only getting lower and lower. And a very unfortunate swing from Bog. They are traded up by Bomb, who will finally take out Yisco. Took way too long, if you ask me. And now, 40 seconds. That's a Nitro Cell. It doesn't connect with much. Tries to go over the top. Icy and Psycho very set up. Another Nitro Cell rip. Not being thrown out just yet. Psycho actually goes down to Spartan. Spartan isn't aware that Icy is still in the corner. Saving his teammate. Dropping the diffuser. 15 seconds left. Swinging in his bomb. Actually, somewhat winnable now. 1 versus 2. He just doesn't have the information, but he's got the guns. He swing out. Not a lot of time. It's just going to be him running away. The swing from Warrior. Closing it out. Giving...
A very strong defense for Penn State.
Giving them a very strong lead as we head into the side swap.
We'll see if it truly is just very defense-sided teams in play, or if it's who deserves to win.
If Harrisburg go 4 rounds in a row, I don't know what to say. It would definitely be a sight to behold, to watch just the defender rounds rack up further and further.
It's absolutely possible.
Attackers need to locate
We can't rule it out.
We've seen crazier things.
Also opting to start gym bedroom for their first defense.
Bringing along those frost mats and that smoke. Stopping those pushes along with Derb, also bringing the castle, but we already knew that. I'll just see a Jaeger from Bomb. Which, we could have seen on Rafters, but despite not having any grenade interception, Icy on the defensive Rafters was just untouchable. Well, we're going to see how the side swap works, as now we're actually taking a Habana and an Ace. Try and get things done breach-wise. Almost taking off Warrior's head. That could have been a iffy start to the round, to say the least. But now, we'll see what we can get open. With Yisco bringing the EMPs to the party.
Nothing to shoot here, it seems.
Hopefully they start opening up the wall. We are getting...
Oh, whoa there.
Oh, excuse me.
They're aware that someone is here, but they don't know where exactly.
Psycho's gonna start to move in, though, try and get that roamer.
Okay. Noto is left the situation, however, and run to the lounge.
Kim's like, you're not supposed to be here.
Guys, we got a problem.
Noto, despite being flushed out, is actually going to test his luck. Once again.
I love seeing
I see taking out Spartan off of the gym window. So hopefully that'll start the breach. Cannot see the bandit battery. There we go. Now we got it. Noto, nowhere to be seen, actually, as Bog is aware that he still has enemies on the highway windows. I'm telling you, these teams, in terms of working with the game clock, are just not the best combo. As we'll see a run out from Bog, and it'll actually go big, getting one, almost good for two. And deciding to opt that back. Oh, it could have been a nasty little headshot from there. Icy's still able to trade out a little bit of damage. Just gonna spot Bomb, who's still sitting in cash over there, firing it out to try and regain control of the windows. Doesn't exactly know how they want to press this.
Well,
His Warrior actually takes out Derb, evening it out to a 3v3. 40 seconds. Teams need to go, especially if your name is Penn State Blue, and that's exactly what they'll do. This Warrior is just going to full send it through the window.
Ooh, good.
Taking it to
swing.
Bog. Almost goes big for two. Does go big for two.
Good
Taking
for
out Noto. Great triple kill, and Icy Peaks to slow it down on Bomb.
And
Penn State Blue will put us on match point.
quite the showing as opposed to the first map. Maybe they just don't like Chalet like me.
This has been quite the switch up of pace. And then we saw from map number 1.
But not done yet.
We're not done yet.
HACCs can still cook on this defense. We're heading to the basement, which means Amaru isn't going to probably see the play.
No. Amaru is perfect for this site. Amaru is not perfect. Well,
Attackers need to locate and
I do see something. Whether or not it works, Icy could totally have his team open the kitchen hatch, jump down, plant, and Amaru back up the kitchen hatch. But, it doesn't seem all that feasible.
I don't know how necessary that is. That seems a bit much. Oh,
Hey, like I said, anything could happen. Bomb's playing Caveira.
10 seconds left before
interested in this logistics hole. Looks like that's being created for
5 seconds left before
The Spooky
Holes
Woman
being
has joined the
made.
fray.
attackers objective is to
Well, now that they know about the potential roamers, we have Susky bringing out the Deimos and Yisco on the Jackal.
Looks like we're going for hunting.
Definitely going hunting, and we're hunting for the Spooky Lady.
Who has been detected already?
A lot of bullets flying out, and
no,
okay,
What?
not something you want to see.
I agree. Is a question, but we
might,
didn't see it, so know However, really, really, not what HACC wants to see on this critical round.
Absolutely. Russian Red Dot on the MPX actually looks kind of cool. I like it.
It's like you're being judgmental, but no, you're fine.
Right. We could have picked a better attachment skin. But anyway, 2 minutes left. 5 on 4. Getting into a very iffy gunfight here is Bog.
A little unnecessary.
Well, very unnecessary, if you ask me. That's a flashbang on the side of Icy. Might swing down the stairway. Getting caught off in quite the pinch here is Psycho. Removing Bog from the equation. Caveira is being targeted by Deimos. Bomb is not in a great position, as they're also Jackal tracked by Yisco. Psycho going big on the Bomb as well, giving him 2 on the round. Half the game clock, half the operators.
Unfortunately, I do probably have to say... Oh, hold on. Maybe Spartan wants to prove me wrong.
Spartan does want to try and even it out here, and still have... Nope, no Nitro available, actually. Is he going to pick up 1 kill before falling back?
Not that they want to try to even out, it's that they have to. A minute left. The fate is in their hand.
It definitely is. And,
Derb's still there too, but
HAC definitely has the potential to
At the
funnel
cost
these
of downing
operators. And as I
Icy.
say
Okay,
that,
well,
it looks like Penn State
there we have it.
are going to clear it out with a very long angle. Oh my goodness, that was quite the angle. 7-1 scoreline for Penn State Blue on our map number 2 of Clubhouse. That will put us at 2-0, giving Penn State the advantage as they will continue to move on our playoffs.
Up the
Unfortunately,
bracket into the semifinals.
I do believe that means Harrisburg will be sent out of the bracket. However,
Yes, that does conclude their season.
they did have
But they did have
quite
a
the
good showing. Yes, absolutely.
The map 1 was definitely a sight to watch. Even as I said beforehand, statistically, Harrisburg had everything to lose, but they gave it their all as much as they could over in map 1. Just couldn't close it out on map number 2. Great job from Penn State Blue to win their play day as they move on to the semifinals, as you said. And we will see you all next week for whichever matchup we see. But yeah, that's going to do it for us tonight. Damien, have anything to add before we close out for tonight?
I think everyone played very well. It was fun to be here. I hope everyone enjoyed it. Moving forward, tomorrow, I assume will be more semifinal gameplay, but for Valorant instead. So,
Oh yes, plenty of playoff matches to catch over on the EAC channel. As always, big shout out to our lovely observer Beldia, who's working behind the scenes extra hard for these playoffs. And